So, Liverpool did indeed deliver a very good performance against Southampton, and you've got to be honest, when you go against a team, any team in the Premier League, and you can stop them from having any shots on your goal, that is pretty amazing. Now, I think Southampton only had maybe a couple of handful of chances, maybe 4 or 5 or something like that, none of them on target. So, I mean, that's pretty astounding, and obviously I'm getting straight into the review already. It's not going to be the longest video, because it doesn't need to be. We know that Salah is currently on his way to world class. He was absolutely brilliant. But the whole team, as a whole performance, played really, really well. Now, let's be honest, Southampton didn't really offer a great deal. You know, they weren't the most threatening Southampton team that we've sometimes come up against. Pretty much since we beat them 6-1, a good couple of years ago now, we haven't been able to get a really positive result out of them. Draws here and there. We had losses in the Capital One Cup last year. We've really struggled against teams like Southampton. Guys, they normally have a very good defence and a good goalkeeper as well. Something's not clicking with them in that department right now. Well, against us anyway. They've made it difficult for other teams in the Premier League, but they just can't do any. They're not really. I don't know what it is with Southampton. They've got some good, what you would call, attacking outlets that look like they should be doing well. They're just not. Now on the other side, we've got obviously the likes of Mohamed Salah doing well, to the point where Sadio Mane can have a pretty quiet game, which he did, to be honest, but he was still a good presence on the pitch. Same with Coutinho, apart from his goal. Firmino did very well, but other players had some pretty quiet games, or had a pretty quiet game by their usual standards. But that's okay, because we're not necessarily just relying on one player here or there. Now we've got, Mohamed Salah is on fire. Right now, he is the top scorer in the Premier League with 9 goals. He's above the likes of Harry Kane, Aguero, etc. And hopefully that continues. Hopefully he continues banging the goals in for us, and I really hope that does happen. The likes of Mane, Coutinho, they will be able to have some quiet games here and there. And on the flip side as well, Mane might come into some form. Salah might have a couple of quiet games. I'm expecting that to happen. I'm not expecting him to go throughout this whole season banging in goals and goals and goals. Love it to happen, of course I would. Who wouldn't want it to happen for Liverpool anyway? But you've got to expect that there's going to be a little bit of a slump, maybe a little bit of a lull in his performances, and if there isn't, wow, because that'd be amazing if there isn't a lull. But then you've got other players that can take charge as well, that can have some good performances. It doesn't, like last year, where you saw what we were like when we didn't have Sadio Mane. Things didn't really click. But when we had him, he was amazing. Now we can kind of afford to, if we lose these players, we've got other players that can step in. The performances of all the players that have played so far have been really good. That Tottenham game is starting to seem like a bit of a distant memory at the moment, which is good. It seems like it's been a bit of a catalyst for our performances, and now we can say, if I'm right, I think 4 out of our last 5 games have been clean sheets. Might actually be 3 out of 4. Can't remember exactly, because I think that West Ham game we got 4-1, they scored a goal. So it might be 3 out of the last 4 games have been clean sheets. In our last 4 games we've scored 13 goals, conceded 1. That says it all for me right there. It really, really does. Now we've got the Champions League coming up against Sevilla, and I'm going to try and do a separate preview for that for tomorrow. It'll be on the day of the game. Everything's a bit rushed at the moment. I can't really say why, because it's quite personal, but regardless of that, I think Liverpool are heading in the right direction. I think the Southampton game was a little bit different because we weren't blowing the team away. We weren't coming out and blitzing them. We put in a solid professional performance from front to back and back to front. Everybody was solid in every department, and that includes Lovren. Yes, he made a couple of things, like little mistakes here and there. Everybody does, and I'm not criticising Lovren. I think aside from his couple of mistakes here and there, getting a yellow card, I think, against Van Dijk, ironically, but I think they all put in a good performance. Got no complaints at all. None. And I think that we're heading in the right direction, where we're not having to come out and blitz teams. We're seeming to put together some defensive performances as well, some good performances there. And going forward, we're flying at the moment. So hopefully that continues. We've got Sevilla in the Champions League Tuesday night. And then I think we're on to, is it Chelsea? That's going to be a big test. Will be a big test. They've just beat West Brom 4-0, which managed to sack Tony Pulis as well. So, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to these games now. I am. I'm not very pensive, not negative. I'm looking forward to them, and I hope you guys are as well. So it's a bit of a shorter review, but I wanted to get something out here, just get my thoughts. I'm buzzing. I'm loving Mohamed Salah. I imagine everybody else is as well. So let me know what you've thought of the game. Let me know what you think of the games coming up and how you think we're going to do. Let me know every single thought that you have. Just let me know it in the comments below, if you please. Subscribe if you're new around here. Like the video. Share it around if you can. Thank you ever so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.